welcome into another episode with the OG crew. Trying to come make some more NBA Finals, NBA playoff money with you guys, and it's always good to be back with my guys. Babano, you're the best one for this out the group. What did you think about that last? And I know you'll get everybody else going because you know how you do, Babano. What did you think about the last game, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I love the last game. I loved game two last night as someone that liked Miami to bounce back. I didn't know about win the game, but we were getting 8.5 points. I thought they'd be competitive. I thought they'd make it difficult on the Denver Nuggets, but they did one better. They ended up winning that game and tying up the series and getting home court advantage going back to South Beach for game three on Wednesday night. So, you know, it also, though, felt like Miami needs to play a flawless, near perfect game to win. But they did last night. They played incredible defense. They said, we're going to let Joker do his thing. We can't totally shut him down, but we're not going to let him get Jamal Murray involved. We're not going to let him get Michael Porter Jr. involved. We're not going to let him get KCP involved. And that's exactly what ended up happening. And they made threes. Let's be honest. All those open shots they missed in game one, where they shot a horrendous percentage, particularly from three-point range. They made all those shots last night. Max Strus goes from 0 for 10 to 12 points and 4 for 4 from three in the very first fucking quarter last night. Look at the difference from one game to the next just from Max Strus alone. Gabe Vincent, I don't think that ankle's a problem anymore. He's been good. He was great again last night. And it's great because now the other guys have stepped up and Caleb Martin's gone quiet and gone a little bit cold here in the first two games of this series. So, when you look at this series right now, Denver's got a battle on their hands, which I kind of thought they still might. I still think Denver wins this series, but this is not going to be an easy run through this Miami Heat team. They're disciplined. They're extremely well coached. They got the elite coach in the NBA and Eric Spoelstra. They've got leaders like Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry that have had a lot of success in the postseason that are not going to let this team get sidetracked. Again, great adjustments by the Wizard, Spoelstra again. And now it's Michael Malone's turn to counterpunch. And if I'm a Denver fan, I'm a little bit disheartened and I'm a little bit upset and pissed off at my team when we've got questions about effort in the fucking NBA Finals, which Michael Malone made sure to point out to everybody in the post-game press conference last night, that he thought, it's not just effort in terms of, we didn't try. It's effort in terms of how we executed. KCP clearly with a horrendous foul on Kyle Lowry on a three. You can't do that in a close game. You can't. You got to be disciplined with your defensive coverages there and not, make that contact on a three-point shot. And he did that. There was numerous breakdowns defensively. Wide open, look at a little wonderful pass that Lowry made to Bam on a dunk. A total defensive breakdown by the Denver Nuggets. So when Michael Malone says lack of effort in the NBA Finals after the game last night, it was not so much, we didn't try, we didn't care. I think it was them. They didn't put that work in. They didn't have that execution level where it needs to be in the NBA Finals, particularly at the defensive end of the court. And when you're bringing that into question in the NBA Finals, that's worrisome. So has Denver got a series on their hands now, especially after last night? You bet they do.
And what you said about the effort, we started to talk about it a little bit off air, but I said that, I think he's just talking about one person, really. He's talking about Michael Porter Jr. Because if he don't see a shot go in, he don't want to do anything else. So
if you actually look, Skee, and we talked about this, you're right. The correlation is scary. Michael Porter Jr. is raining threes. He's making threes, fours, and he's getting 20 points. All of a sudden, he's rebounding. All of a sudden, he's running back on defense. And all of a sudden, he's blocking shots left and right. But he couldn't
get motivating the team and everything. He's a whole leader and shit.
Yeah. And then he can't make anything on the broadside of a barn with his shot last night. And all of a sudden, where's the blocked shots? Where's the hustle defensively? Where's your transition defensive effort? You couldn't find it last night from Michael Porter Jr. That can't happen. Good players in hockey in particular, you know what I see them do when they don't score goals? They back check. They break up plays defensively, and they help out their goaltender. He's got to do that for his team. If my shot's not going in, I got to get back on defense and stop them and help my team in other ways. When my shot's not going in, when I'm not scoring a touchdown, when I'm not putting the puck in the net, when I'm not making a shot and the ball's not going in the basket, whatever the sport, I've got to find other ways to make a positive impact to help my team win. And for Michael Porter Jr., that's defense, that's rebounding, and that's Nothing we saw from him last night without that shot falling, and that's disheartening. That's disappointing.
It's almost like he needs to see it go in to believe in himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if it is not going in, I'm not going to believe in myself. I can't do all these different things.
It's like he checks out. Yeah, it's like, see ya.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna do shit the rest of this game. Shot's not going in. Well, guess my effort doesn't need to come into. That has to happen here.
Yeah, and he got pulled a lot of the times. I think that was the right move too. So it made sense, like you said, Skee.
Sports Take says, Coach Bobano, love it. And also shout out to you, Sports Take, for that $4.99 dono. I appreciate you.
I'm sure I'm not telling Michael Malone anything he doesn't know. He knows what he saw last night too.
Yeah, he was pissed off.
No.
Dutchie, I want to come to you. And my fault for that comment. I wouldn't even really, I didn't see what it said. But I got to tell you.
Man, you know, it takes hate to be great, bro. I like it, you know. Hey, now we got some real ones in the chat. Mr. Blessum, Razor Sharp Picks. You know, we got the real ones holding us down. And Tyler, I've been great as a motherfucking man. I don't know if you know, we cleaned up on game one, and I've been following Skee on these totals. So life is great. If you sitting in my seat, bro, you're not mad. Believe that, especially with that GMO I'm passing to the young lady at this time. You Capper in the chat too. We got some heavy hitters in the building. Always nice to be back with the OGs, the crew on a Medicaid Monday. Vibed out this morning with my guy Dabby Cab and Razor Sharp Picks, the Razor's Edge. But Bono would have really vibed out. He broke down the hockey game actually as his Razor's Edge. You know, get a little Knights action. So it was a good vibe. And we just kept it going, you know, kept it moving and all the way into this motherfucker. And we're going to keep it moving all the way into Wednesday, God damn it. But yeah, man, it was yesterday. I honestly, as you remember, game one, we've been talking about game one and Bobano as well since game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, and yeah, I was wrong about Boston in game 7. I didn't expect that to happen. But game one happened the way I wanted to. Yesterday, I thought, as I said, game 2 would be Miami's more chance to win. All right. But what I seen in game 1, I didn't really want to go, didn't make me think I wanted to back Miami game 2, to be quite honest with you. So I talked myself out of both sides, and I just tell my guy Skee on the over, and I'm happy with the outcome. Obviously, Miami was good money. Our boy Wham Bam said I tuned into the live stream a little bit last night from the phone. Couldn't hit the chat, but I was there. And you know, Wham Bam hit him with the he said they're gonna win outright. I said, I did the gulp, and god damn it, they started off good, and they took the motherfucking hit in the mouth, down 15, and bounced back. So that tells me a lot about this series. I will touch on a little about what Bobano says. It tells me an awful lot about this series because they was kind of clowning Denver. Denver fucking took the hit in the mouth, really knocked them out, right? We thought up 15. It looked like it was about to be Denver mile motherfucking high. And then Miami continuously made shots. Big time game from Gabe Vincent. I mean, bad boy's playing out of his fucking mind, like playing with a chip. I'm liking what I seen out of him. Outplayed Jamal Murray llast night. Joker did his thing great, obviously. Shout out to Wham Bam again with the K Love. I mean, he came through late with them threes. You know, I heard Billy talking that shit. He must have heard him too, because god damn it, right afterwards, it was a rapper. I see Troy T in the chat as well. He had a pretty solid live stream last night. I seen there some great calls as well. So yeah, man, tuning in, vibing out, trying to get to this game 4. I think it's an exciting game. I think you can make cases for both sides. So I'm eager to hear what we have to say, and I'm also eager to hear what you got on this total, Skee, because Razor said he's like in the under already this morning. So I said, well, I'll wait till I hear from Skee and I'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at the total. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'm looking at the side too. I can't lie to you. Looking at both of them things. But Wham Bam, how you doing today? I see you continue to get paid on them props. So awesome job on that. And what do you think about the game?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Troy T, man. He was right there with me, man. K-Love, Bam. We did that. This sneakily hopped on the heat. You know what I'm saying? It's only right, bro.
That was a great bet, Wham. As soon as Kevin Love in the lineup, over 4.5 points, and just to make a 3 or 2, I mean, that was just a great bet. Great bet. Yeah.
I didn't even look at the points. I should have had the points. You said 4.5 points. I don't know why.
That's low as fuck, huh?
Yeah, I had the 1.5 threes. Why wouldn't I have the points? And I should have had 6, like obviously. But yeah, man. Shout out to the shout outs, man. We out there, man. We trying to get to it. We continue to get paid on this show, so it's only right. I'm really excited about this next game. Like you did mention, Babano, Caleb Martin kind of got out of the lineup with Caleb being inserted in, but even then he didn't really get that much run or really didn't get that much opportunity to, spread his wings. Duncan Robinson, man, shout out to Duncan Robinson. What type of second half did he have, or at least just the fourth quarter? Went fucking crazy. I mean, the second half was really owned by Jokic, 28 points. Pretty much did everything he could, for the team, but they can't do it if Jamal Murray is getting isolated. If they have Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray, I think that's a big adjustment by Spoelstra. Something that everyone should have been trying to do, at least stop Murray and then make Jokic do what it do, baby, as Jamie Foxx was saying. Hope he gets well as well, just off camera there. But I think Jokic probably is going to do the same thing. I know the untrained mind, like Spoelstra was talking about after the press conference when Ramona Shelburne asked him, are you just going to let him score? Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't just let Jokic score. What type of, you watch basketball? What are you doing out here? You know what I mean? What are you saying that for? So, yes, I love that term, untrained mind. I'm definitely going to be using that. I think that definitely you'd see Jokic play something similar to what he did in that second half, probably be a little bit more, try to get guys more involved there. I think Michael Porter Jr. does have a good game in him, but is he going to play good on the road? I don't see that. I think it's probably going to happen when they come back to Denver on that game 5. So that being said, I kind of want to go against Denver while they're on the road. We know that they are a different team on the road than they are at home as well. So we're going to break that down there shortly, but I'm excited to be here with you, man. Let's keep to the props going. And I like a side here, and I like the total here. So, let's break it down. Let's see if we can come up with some good winners, bro.
Hey, you muted, man.
Muted.
I was
my
muted.
bad.
Muted. I was like,
need a little bit more water. Let's get to it, though. It opened up Denver -2. I'm looking at 2.5 pretty much out there right now. Total open 216.5, and it's down as low as 214. I do see 214.5 all over the place. There's one 215.5 in town. And if I like the under, I might have to go make a trip over there to South Point. But think about this game.
You better stop by your boys, you
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
I throw football and hit that bitch, goddamn. Let's go do it together, goddamn it.
All right.
Couple
All right, so
plays.
I think you kept her in the chat earlier. He said, do y'all think they shoot 50% again? And I just don't. Like, they shot 50% from 3. Denver shot 40% from 3. Michael Malone, he sounded pretty disgusted with, we talked about Michael Porter Jr., but maybe even one other guy or a couple guys' effort in a game 7. I think he's going to be preaching defense and just, trying to take some of the stuff that Miami's trying to do away. Like, maybe just don't let them get into those open threes. Like, force them into taking it into the hoop. Maybe let Joker sag back or something. So I'm personally expecting, I don't know what exactly it will be, but I'm expecting a defensive adjustment from Denver. And I think they're, I'm curious to see what they do on offense to counter how Miami's playing them defensively now. So without, knowing for sure that Denver will have an adjustment that will produce, I think I just continue to count on the defense from both of these teams. The pace in that last game was a little bit slower than the first game. It's just that they shot lights out. Like, they got to 219 shooting 50% and 40% from 3. We're looking at a 214.5. If they just, come back down to earth, that's an easy under. So that's the way I'm looking. And I'm going to kick it to Babano because I have a feeling you might like a little bit of something on the total, and just let us know how you're feeling about the game.
Yeah, certainly it was nice to get the over money that we lost in game 1 back last night. But, you're kind of right where, it did feel all along that game was going to get over the total. But that game last night even had these like 3-4 minute droughts where all of a sudden it was starting to look kind of hit or miss all over again. Is this actually going to get over the total? Well, it finally did. The fourth quarter, it certainly had a bunch of points, and that was enough to put it over the total, but not by a landslide. It still just barely got there. The total was 215, 216, and it ended up getting to 219 at the end of the day. So, definitely I would think you probably in this series want to come back the other way. It's kind of like a zigzag series with the total. And to me, it's a zigzag series with the side as well. I do think Denver, they've been the best team in the West. They have to have a response early on Wednesday night in game 3. I think they will. And look, Malone, Probably not Spoelstra in the adjustments department, but he's not a moron. He knows what they need in terms of being better in game 3. And you're right. It's the hustle plays. It's the defensive awareness. It's discipline defensively. You can't foul someone making a 3-point shot or taking a 3-point shot. You can't do that. It's those kind of miscues and blunders defensively plaguing the Denver Nuggets, last night. That ended up being a problem. I don't think they were as active on the glass as they need to be either in that game against Miami in game 2. So it's the little things, the intangibles, the defensive focus, and the hustle. And probably the desperation and the urgency, I think, is going to go up a little bit for Denver because now, hold on now. We've lost home court advantage. It's 1-1. We finally lost our first home game here in the playoffs. We got to be ready to go from opening tip here in game 3, which we weren't in game 2. So I'm definitely eyeing a Denver probably first quarter, first half look in this game. I probably lean to them from a full game standpoint, but here's the problem with the full game. It's this Eric Spoelstra second half magic thing. That's the problem because this is real. This is absolutely real. It's like 102-71 against the spread in his playoff career, Eric Spoelstra in the second half. These playoffs alone, it's something like 10-3 or 11-3. It's incredible ATS record that Eric Spoelstra has in the second half. And again, in the second half of game 1, Miami covered. If you took Miami at halftime of game 1, they covered. If you took Miami at halftime of game 2 last night, they covered. They have been a second half machine, and it's anchored by arguably the best coach in the NBA right now. I think he is in Eric Spoelstra. So that's why my stance on Denver is probably more first quarter, first half on Wednesday night. I do think that's probably the better option. I think they probably can win game 3. And, I expect them to be better, especially early. But these second halves are concerning. The fourth quarter of game 1, they let Miami back into the game a little bit, even though they still covered that night. Game 2, we know what happened. Things fell apart last night after halftime of game 2. So I'm definitely way more comfortable with Denver first quarter, first half in game 3, which I do think is a good look because they're going to come out strong. But after that, I'd be a little bit more worried about Denver. As far as the total goes, I definitely lean under because I think it's going to be that kind of series. Higher scoring one game, defensive adjustments the next. And then I think game 3, if it's under, offensive adjustments come into play for game 4, and that might go over. So it's going to be, I think, that kind of back and forth series with the total as well.
A lot there from Bobano, and I'm just running through the chat. Chat has a lot to say too. I agree with you, Bobano, the fact that if you like Denver, you get in and get out before, we all talk about it all the time, Spo and his second half adjustments. So, and after that, the effort that they came out with in the last game, it's going to be a point of emphasis to start this game off strong. So I'm not sure whether I prefer first quarter or first half, probably first quarter. But I agree. I think you're looking at that one right. I'm going to come to you here, Dutch. Are you looking at, chopping this game in half like Babano's talking about? You thinking I know you think you're going to rock with a total, or how you approaching this one?
Well, shit. I mean, I guess I could just say everything that Babano just said because it was pretty much what I had, man. So really just ditto that shit. To be quite honest with you, I agree with everything he said. Kind of seems like you agree with most of it as well. I'm on Denver first quarter, first half. I like it. The more the number moves to Miami, I like Miami full game more. I was thinking that's my philosophy is probably get some value on Miami at halftime. But if I see a 3.5, I might pull the trigger on Miami. I don't trust Denver on the road. I do expect them to come out firing on all cylinders. Pretty much what both y'all said. It has to be the point of emphasis after that slow ass start in game 1 and still kind of finish the first quarter strong. They put it on them obviously in game 1 and then covered the first half in game 2 as well. I think you get a pissed off Denver Nuggets team early. I do think Mike Malone is good enough to make the adjustments, but as I touched on, I think and Bobano said it most. Spose, man, come on, man, you're gonna go into halftime. He's gonna push the right buttons. I don't think Miami is worried one bit if going in, a little bit cruise control first half, first quarter, maybe being down even 4 to 6 points at half, or even 8 to 10. They're not sweating it. A couple stops, they're right back in that basketball game. I think Bam has been playing out of his fucking mind. I mean, pretty much back to Bam type basketball, you know, like is Bam Bam Bigelow type down there. They've been running offense through him as well. I don't even think Jimmy had a good game too. I mean, Denver shot 52% from the field, 40%, right under 40% from three, out rebounded these boys. Actually had 26 points off the bench, which if you've been watching Denver, that's a lot for them. They matched Miami's bench production. 26 is an awful lot for Denver, as they're super light on the bench, and still lose the basketball game at home after being up by 15. So, I mean, how are you confident in backing Denver to win this game outright in Miami when Denver's been 3-4 on the road straight up in the playoffs overall, and all year long we've been able to make money fading Denver on the road at times. Not to mention they really got put in their place by Phoenix by Denver and Devin Booker, really. I mean, by Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. It was, you guys had it. You guys had that series, a lot better read on that series than me. That bench was completely MIA. And Denver still went to Phoenix and pretty much got ran out the gym a couple times. So they did go to LA and win. But outside of that, I haven't been very impressed at all with what I've seen from Denver on the road. Miami, I'm not getting in front of that train. So the more the number creeps to the Heat, I'll look full game. But I absolutely expect to see the best basketball Denver has played in the first half of this basketball game. So half a point, minus 110 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half. It's good money.
Good stuff there. And I looked up this. He put it in here now. I had looked it up before I saw this comment. But yeah, this query here from Seaball, appreciate you, says that after game 2 goes over, game 3 is usually an under game. And I agree. They got to make adjustments and tighten it up. Dutchy, like in Denver early there. And we're going to get to that total too. Don't worry about it because I'm starting to like that joint. I can't lie to you. Adam Larkin says trifecta spot. Ernest says every time Jokic gets 40, they lose.
Yeah, it's true. There's a stat they told me this morning. I should remember it. It was like 0-4 or some shit this year on 40 plus games, 40 plus points.
I know Eric Spoelstra jumped on Ramona Shelburne last night for that question. You made him a scorer instead of a passer and a facilitator. That's what the fuck he did.
Right.
I know he's trying not to say anything like, you know what? He's trying not to make it
Not
sound
to piss him
there's a
off.
weakness in Jokic. That's exactly it. He wants everyone to pump up Jokic. There's no stopping him, and there's no way we can deal with him. He doesn't want anyone assimilating to him that Jokic has a weak or a flaw or something is wrong with him. That's why he snapped. He's not snapping at the question or her in specifically. It's just the concept of, don't try to weaken the impact of Nikola Jokic and how great he is.
Right. And just another thing I do want to touch on, I did kind of space it. Jimmy Butler, I don't know if y'all seen, like, as I said, he didn't even have that good of a game, but now he's coming. Now is some news is maybe his father's is sick too as well. So, obviously best wishes to his father, but it only just adds more to the story of Jimmy. What is it, Jimmy Butler now? So, I mean, I expect I don't know, man. I don't want to say this, but damn, man, the Heat. He might, right? He's gonna win game 2. They're gonna be up 2-1 in this series. They might be with game 4 at the crib, man. I guess can't be doubting the motherfucking Heat, bro. Keep doubting these motherfuckers and look what
37-1 does not doubt them, Dutch, and that's what I've got on them to win the championship.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's good.
I
keep doubting these motherfuckers. All
right. Himmy buckets, as God says. Himmy buckets.
Himmy buckets.
You cap it really quick before I kick to WAM. He says he just checked. Nuggets 13-8 straight up, 6-14-1 against the spread, 15-6 to the over when Jokic scores 40 plus. So appreciate you, doing the work and letting us know.
Debunking that.
That's a great stat.
You been a prop master. You had some nice ones last game. You looking at some props. You looking at the side. Total. You already had that total in the last game too, or maybe it was the game before. But you've been having some bets. What you liking in game 3?
So I kind of want to go with you guys here with that under too, man. That makes the most sense. Shout out to Razor. Me and Razor been on the same page for the last few bets, so I like being on the same side as bro. I don't agree with the Nuggets though. I think like you alluded to, Dutch. I just don't trust them on the road. I do like the Eric Spoelstra adjustments that he made with the Kevin Love being inserted into the startup lineup. I think if you were to make a starting adjustment, I think it was Skee that was mentioning, like, what do you do for the defense for the Nuggets? And if you tripping on MPJ, do you just fuck it? Like, we don't care about your offense. You ain't scoring anyway. We're gonna put in Bruce Brown off the bench. Like, do we throw Bruce Brown? Like, or because he ain't Filipino, you capper, so he might not make those adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Mike Malone, he might not make those adjustments though. But I mean, that's kind of what I would do if I was him. If I, how we predicted Caleb Martin, that's what I would think they would want to do. They want to put more defense in there. So another guy that's that's really going after it. That's helping that side of the ball. But Jimmy Butler, I didn't know about that stuff about his dad though. That's very interesting. I gotta look into that. But I think he is going to play a little bit better. We obviously seen them get a little bit more calls in that last game than they did in game 1. I think that's only going to go up. Scott Foster came in the pub chat last night and said he's going to be coaching. He's going to be reffing in the next game on Wednesday. So it's going to be funny to see if he is out there for real. I like the.
I think we're due for him.
My boy's ready going crazy. I think we are due for Scott Foster, just like we do for my boy to go crazy. So I'm telling y'all, he was quiet the whole time I was on mute. As soon as I go on mute, he hear me talking. It's only right. But Gabe Vincent, man, making a lot of money in the offseason. Someone spoke on that in the chat. I think he's continuing to play this well. Like you said, Babano, I don't think his leg is messed up at all. I like that under, like you guys are saying. I think it's going to be mostly strongly towards the money line here spot with the Heat. I think that's the way I'm going to be looking here. As far as the props, you got to continue to go with Bam, man. Got to continue to go. Yeah, give him an iPad. Bro, I ain't going to lie. I did not think of that before I started. I'll drop the ball, bro. I'll drop the ball. That's funny as fuck.
Welcome to dad life.
Hey, but no, Max Strus though too, man. Shout out to Max Strus. Pretty much held it down in that first half. Went crazy. Shot unbelievable. 4 made threes in the first half. Is he going to do that same thing? I don't know, man. That first few games, last few games, he was pretty weak as fuck. For him to come back to life, it is good, especially to see on the road. So I can only imagine him playing something similar, or at least something comparable to that in the next game. So I like the Heat, man. I think the Heat is probably going to be the best bet for me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I just think they handle business. Maybe they fall flat on third game. The adjustments maybe finally get done. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a Filipino assistant taps Mike Malone in the third game and let him know that he needs to put Bruce Brown in. But I don't think we're gonna see Bruce Brown in the starting lineup. But I think he plays well, and maybe that adjustment comes a little later there. So let's get the Heat, man. I think the Heat wins it. And we get on. I'd like that under there too. I think I'm going to add that with you guys.
All right, so he's liking the Heat, but also liking the under. Mike Lewis says all it'll take is Miami missing a few shots and Denver 10+ point blowout. Chris, he says, damn, we only got 150. Damn, there's 159 watching, and we got our boys coming in with 23 likes. Let's get him up one time for the one time.
That's this motherfucking respectful, God damn it.
There you go. I knew that was coming. Let's go. Yeah.
Let him know.
Damn.
The Hondo's Mando, right? Hey, we're here on Monday. We have to do this fucking show. God damn it.
Doesn't matter whether it's Pub Sports Radio, whether it's here, whether it's on the moon, on another planet. 100 likes is mandatory. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, so I want to take another time just in case there's anything else anybody left out. I know it's an early look ahead, but we talked a little bit about what we like. I don't really have any player props, but anything else you guys want to throw out before we get to best bet?
I'm very upset I didn't go over Gabe Vincent over 13.5 points. It stood out to me yesterday, and this motherfucker, man, Wham said he thinks he's going to continue. So I don't know what it's going to be at. It's probably going to be closer to 15. I wouldn't step in front. I don't think defensively they have anybody that can really fuck with him, and I think he's got that confidence, man. He's knocking down the three. He's going to the hole, hitting that floater. He's aggressive. He competes on the defensive end, so he's going to get his minutes. I like Vincent. I'll look in that way again. And I think Bam, man, you have to look Bam. It was over 18.5 yesterday. Just looking at these, like I expect Bam to continue. I knew going into this series that defensively, Joker don't want nothing to do with Bam. He's too quick, athletic. Then on the other end, obviously, Bam has nothing for Joker defensively either. It's kind of like barbecue chicken at both ends.
Kind of like they're the same player almost. You know?
And as you can see, Bam's making the assist from the top of the key and shit. Like he's just more athletic. And can't shoot like Joker, obviously. But yeah, man, I think Bam's points is probably a solid look because I think he'll continue and feel even more comfortable at home from Miami's perspective. But I would look for on the other side. I would expect Jamal Murray to have a game, man. Like he was kind of MIA, in game 2. So maybe early too. So I don't know. I look for points to be scored from players, I see value at, and I see playing very comfortable in their game. Or guys like Jamal, who's coming off a rough game, I expect to bounce back a little bit,
I feel you. Babano, I feel like you're going to add a few.
Yeah, there's a few that I'm looking at here for this game. I'm going to look at 3 guys. I mean, I'm not going to say for sure. I haven't locked anything yet. We got to see the lines. The game's 2 days away. But, Michael Porter Jr., KCP, and Jamal Murray. Those 3 guys got to be better. And if you like Denver and I like them early, you got to expect those 3 guys are going to be better. So whether it's 3-point props for KCP, over 1.5, over 2.5 for MPJ, over 2.5 for Murray, I'm interested at the very least in those props, and over points as well. They've got to be better collectively. I think on the Miami side, you really roll with the guys that are red hot. Like Caleb Martin was red hot in the Boston series, but that doesn't mean he's going to be red hot in this series. This series, it's been other guys. It's been last night, Strus had a big game. Maybe it's him. Vincent, to me, is the guy because he's done it now in 2 games. He's been very good for Miami in this series, the way he's played, Gabe Vincent. So his props are worth a look for them. And the other one, Bam is the other one. I mean, Bam, another terrific game, and that's now 2 good scoring games he's had for the Miami Heat in this series. And sometimes when you start to see certain players have success against a particular opponent early in a series, it continues for the remainder of the series, just like it did with Caleb Martin in the Boston series. This time, though, in this series, it's some other players. It's Vincent, it's Bam for Miami. But so I like their props. And Denver, for me, you've got to look toward those 3 guys. Murray's got to step it up. I think he will. KCP's got to step it up. Remember, there's a guy that won a ring with the Lakers the bubble year in the NBA Finals. He's got to step it up and be better defensively. Don't foul people on a 3-point shot, among other things. And he had a rough night, uncharacteristically rough night defensively. He's got to step up. I think he will. And the other guy's Michael Porter Jr., who I couldn't find him with a telescope on the basketball court last night. He's got to be better in game 3.
Good stuff. And I guess that can take us into best bets.
Let me go. Let me spill mine real quick. I got like 5 of them, bro.
I didn't know you had more.
I say you gonna leave out the prop guy? What the fuck?
My bad. I spaced out.
That's all good, brother. Because I did kind of lose to him on my breakdown there, so I didn't go all the way in detail. But I'm going to the well though. After Babano talked about it, I got to go to the well with Kevin Love to have 6 points, man. Minus 122. That's a bet I'm definitely making right now. I like the Gabe Vincent look. I think I'm going to go with the 3 threes, though, because he's averaging 4.5 threes so far in those first 2 games. I think he continues to shoot pretty well in this game. And then as far as Bam, I think I'm going to go right back to the well with the points, rebounds, and assists. This time I'm not going to ladder it up, though. I'm just going to go with the 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists with Bam at minus 102. I'm sorry, minus 109. And then I like his double-double as well. He didn't get it last game, but I think he will get it in this game. He had 9 rebounds. I think he gets the double-double in this game here. Very interesting to see what they do to Bam, though. Are they going to try to put more Aaron Gordon in there? And I think if they can't do that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they could do that, but if they do try to have him rotate a little earlier, try to help him out on there, I think it's just going to open up Kevin Love a lot more. So it's going to fly over that 1.5 threes, 6 points. So I like all 4 of those. The most is possibly Kevin Love. I think Kevin Love continues to do pretty solid there, and he shoots better than he did last game. He actually had some other opportunities, just missed them. So he could have went over 2 threes, but I think he only had like 2 for 6. So shout out to Kevin Love. I think he gets that there. And shout out to Mike Lou. Not only is he giving me good advice for parenting, but he shoot through with a dono, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Mike Lewis. They asked about a hockey play, and Mike Lewis comes
Appreciate
with
that.
it. Appreciate you for
Shout out
that and the dono.
Shout out to that, man. Shout out to
There
that,
you go.
man.
Yep. Big game 2 tonight.
Go Vegas.
Yep.
19 under.
TNT. Make sure you're going to the right network. Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that, Mike. I'll go put a little something on that when I go up to the casino today. Definitely appreciate it. All right, for myself, if I'm looking at props, I think I would be. Every time I talk shit about Bam, he shows me up. Maybe he listens in and he don't like it, but I'll probably go towards Bam assist. I think that's been the most consistent thing. I mean, he's been scoring too, though, so you could do PRA, but I would still want to play on Bam. And for the other side, it's tough. I think I'll just let the prop guys have it. I'll stick to what I've been doing all playoffs. I'm probably not even gonna bet no props, so let's just skip over that for me. We'll get to best bets. And Dutchy dropped off on that. There you go. If you don't have one, it's all good. No worries because we're 3 days out. But I'll go to Babano first. Tell the people, what do you think is the best way to get paid on game 3?
Yeah, I'm going to go debating first quarter, first half with that Denver spot in game 3. Just looking, the first quarter is, the first quarter. I'm going to go first half. I'm going to, trust that the first half they can have the lead. I'm going to recommend the money line. Don't go with the -1.5 or the -1. Just take the money line. You can get it as low as -125 at DraftKings, -130 at FanDuel. Denver wins the first half. I think there's a chance they win the game, but I am fearful of just how good Miami's been in the second half in this series and in the playoffs, and how Denver at times has let teams back into games and lost games in the second half, including last night. So we'll roll with the Denver Nuggets early. Denver -125 first half in game 3, Wednesday night for my best bet.
I like it, Babano. Get in and get out with Denver. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go to my guy Wham Bam. Have a feeling it's going to be a prop because they've been treating you nicely. But tell the people, what do you think is the best way to get paid in game 3?
I just muted myself there. I didn't even know I was unmuted. Yeah, man, I'm going to I like the props. I like the prop with Bam, points, rebounds, and assists. But I'm going to go Miami, man. I'm going to go Miami. I'm going to go money line +115. Miami gets it done on the first game at the house. Maybe they fumble in the fourth game, but they're going to win in the game 3. So give me Miami. I'm not scared of Jokic and those guys being able to figure out getting guys else involved. I think that Bam continues to play well. The shooting continues to go crazy, 50% from 3, Miami style. So give me the Heat. Smack City, like AOD say, man. Money line +115.
All right, Wham Bam. He loving them Heat boys. So we'll see if they can get it done. First game back at the house. For myself, I am gonna. Well, first off, I want to say, I think I just screwed that up. No, I'm good. First off, I want to say, I appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys, make the show what it is. It would be nothing without you guys. So very much appreciate everything you guys bring. Even you got queries in there. So a lot of knowledge, and you guys are very much appreciate it. For my best bet, I don't like giving bets that I have not placed yet, and I haven't placed one for game 3, but I was already liking some things, and after talking it out a little bit more, and because I don't want to give the same thing as somebody else on the panel, I'm going to go with the under. I just think the Heat are not going to shoot that well again. They were lights out and they were open. I think it's going to be a much better defensive effort from Denver, and I think Denver still has a long way to go to figure out Miami's defense. And Spo probably even still has a couple more tricks up his sleeves defensively. So I think under 214.5 is the best way to go here. And then I'm going to kick it to my guy, Dutch. If you have a fresh look for game 3, let the people know and take us home.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, that's our boy Wham Bam would say. It's only right. I mean, we're going to South Beach, so it's only right, man. We're going to lay the hooker. First quarter, going right there, man. First quarter, -0.5. That's right. We lay the hooker when we go to South Beach. It's good money, man. It's good money. I do think Joker Malone makes the right adjustments early. I wouldn't be mad if to see Bruce Brown in there, man. I like the tone he sets. I like that call from Wham Bam, but I believe that probably won't happen. It probably will be MPJ, and hopefully he can knock down a fucking open jumper and find somebody to fucking guard in the corner, preferably the fucking shooter. But yeah, man, first quarter, lay the hooker, mile motherfucking high, going to South Beach and getting in, getting out. It's good money. Be sure to show some love to everyone on the panel. Al Trout Wham, our guy Ababano, and of course I got Prophet who holds it down right here every motherfucking day on his YouTube channel, Prophet Picks, the whole damn thing. Check us out. Check me out. Check my boy out, Dabby Cab. Medicaid Mondays, the Sesh app, Puff Sports Radio. We held it down this morning. If you want a good laugh, you want a good motherfucking time, peep the motherfucking vibe. Until motherfucking next Monday, or actually Friday, y'all motherfuckers stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
Yeah.